Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. Just in case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a full body flow, so find some space to move and let's get started. So let's actually begin today in tabletop, over on our hands and knees. And we'll do a little bit of movement here to warm up our wrists. We can start with our fingers pointing forwards. And you might kind of sway the body forwards and back a little bit, pressing the palms gently into the ground, pressing the fingers gently into the ground. And this can be a nice small movement, or it can get a little bit bigger. And we could even go further than this. We could start to turn our fingers out to the sides and maybe start to add a sway side to side, or in a circle or a half circle, and maybe switching directions, kind of drawing circles around the wrist joint. In a slow, small movement. If you want to go further than this, we'll keep our fingers pointing out to the sides, but we'll bring our hands closer together. And then you might continue to draw some circles around your wrist. Go a few in one direction, a few in the other. And maybe even just taking a moment to close your eye or soften your gaze and notice your breath. Start to let go of your morning or your day. Maybe you are just waking up. We're going to start to slow down that movement and walk our hands back under the shoulders and turn the fingers to point forwards. And then you can come up to standing on your knees or maybe sitting on the heels, but take the weight out of your wrists. Let your hands kind of dangle down, fingers pointing towards the ground. You might add a little bit of a shake here if your wrists like that. You might even add a flick of the fingers. And then from there, you might go into some wrist circles, little wrist massage. Use one hand to kind of massage the wrist of the other and switch sides. And when you are feeling good to bring your hands back down towards the ground, we're going to meet in downward facing dog. So bring your hands down, spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes, and lift your knees up. So see if the shoulders can be well behind the wrist so that you're not putting much weight into the wrist joint. Send your hips nice and high. Maybe pedal the feet. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's use an inhale to start to look forwards. And exhale as you walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat. Take an inhale for a half lift. Lift your hands off the ground to take all the weight out of the wrists. Lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reaching up. Exhale, let your arms fall down to your sides. Roll your shoulders back. Take an inhale to reach up. And exhale as you fold forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach up. Exhale, lower your arms down, shoulder roll, spread your fingers wide, and then inhale to reach up again, and exhale as you fold forwards. Inhale into a half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, we're going to come all the way up to standing. Reach up. And as you exhale, let your arms fall down to your sides. And now let's stay standing for a moment. We can start to lift our left heel. We could also start to lift our left foot all the way up, bringing that knee just in front. You can hold on to something. Your hands can be on your hips, arms out to the sides, wherever helps you balance. Maybe the hands come together in front of your heart and in front of your chest. And then you can stay here. Maybe you're on the ball of the foot. Maybe your foot's lifted, knee forwards. Or we can start to tip forwards and bring our leg behind us. And keep going until you're making a T shape. You're in warrior 3. And breathe. And find your way back up to standing. Maybe the knee can come forwards first, and then the foot can come down. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Start to float your right heel. Maybe you stay here the whole time. Maybe the foot lifts. Knee forwards in front of you. Use your arms, your wings to help you, support you. Breathing the whole time. You can stay here, or you can start to tip forwards again and bring your leg behind you. Warrior 3. No time to think about it. Awesome, you guys. Use an inhale to come back up. Maybe the knee will lift one more time in front of you. And then lower your foot down. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Roll your shoulders back. Take an inhale to reach up. And exhale as you fold forwards. Inhaling into a half lift. And exhale to fold forwards. Let's plant our hands and step our feet all the way back and into our downward facing dog. Push into your hands. Send your hips high. Let your chest be heavy. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, lower your knees down to your tabletop. Regrip through the hands, spread the fingers out wide, and then use an inhale to drop your belly and lift your chest and your chin, and maybe turn your elbow creases to face forward. As you exhale, round the spine, lift the belly up, tuck your chin. Inhale, drop your belly down, arch your back, lift your chest. Exhale, round. One more breath here. Inhale to drop down and look forwards or up. And exhale to round the spine. Nice, you guys. Let an inhale bring you back to a long, flat spine. Tuck your toes and lift your knees for your downward facing dog. Push into your hands, maybe a quick pedal through the feet. And then use an inhale to look forwards. And exhale, walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat. Take an inhale to lift halfway up. And exhale to fold forward. As you inhale, come all the way up to standing, reach up, and exhale, lower your arms down to your sides. We're going to stay standing again, and we're going to widen our feet about mat width apart. Turn the toes out to the sides a little bit. Our yogi squat, the deepest squat that you can find. Start to bend the knees, lower the hips, lower. Lower, lower. Find that sweet spot where maybe you're strengthening your quads, or if you can get low enough, it might turn into a hip opener. If your elbows are on the inside of the knees, you might bring your hands together. Keep them open. Maybe give your toes a little bit of a wiggle. Nice work, you guys. Now, if your hands are close enough to the ground from your squat, we can bring the hands down and we can lift the hips up. Now we're just going to turn the heels out so that our feet are still wide, but now our legs are straight, our hips are high, and we're folding forwards. Then with an inhale, take a half lift. Yes, our feet are wide, but half lift. Lengthen your spine. Press your fingertips into your shins. Exhale to fold. You can bend your knees. Let your upper body be heavy. Take another inhale for a half lift. How long can you make your spine? Exhale to fold again. This time, if you can plant your hands on the ground, we're going to be stepping our feet back into downward dog. So you might have to walk the hands forwards a touch. You might have to walk the feet back a touch. Wherever you happen to be on your mats will kind of decide what's got to walk and where. Find your downward dog and push the ground away. Send your hips high. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, lower your knees down to your mat. Let's cross our ankles. Bring your legs in front of you. You can give your knees a little bit of a hug or a squeeze, maybe a rock, side to side. And then we're going to keep our knees bent. We're going to lean back a little bit. Maybe bring the hands out a bit wider. You can stay on the fingertips, so just a little bit of a lean back. We're just going to start to lift one foot at a time. And you're going to start to maybe feel the belly turn on. And you can lean back a little more. So maybe you're balancing on your sit bones a little bit, or maybe your hands are helping you. But maybe you don't need your hands behind you. You could reach them out wide. And just walk the feet. Lift and lower. One foot at a time. Squeeze your belly in. No time to think about anything. Our boat pose. Nice, you guys. Bring your feet down. Lean forward and give your knees a hug and a squeeze. Rock side to side. We're going to be finding a wide straddle next. Slow down a little bit more. So bring your legs out wide. Point your toes up. Maybe a little sway of the upper body feels good. Maybe just be still. But slow down. Let's enjoy a few moments here. You can start to let your chest fold forwards, or you can stay sitting tall. If it feels good to keep the toes pointing up, keep them pointing up. You can also relax the ankles a little bit, or you could point the toes down. Let your knees decide what you do with your feet. Allow your shoulders to fall from your ears. And maybe you keep folding. Keep folding. And lengthen the inner legs. So if you are folding forwards, you can start to lift again and help your legs come together. Give them a squeeze, maybe a rock, side to side too. We're going to lean back again. Maybe taking some weight into the hands, maybe starting to walk the feet, lift and lower the feet. Maybe the arms will move in front, perhaps to the feet, balancing on the sit bones. So you could try to hold the feet. You can open the knees wider. our bear pose, kind of a floating happy baby. And then maybe if you're feeling long through the legs, you can come into a wide straddle, floating wide straddle. 2. And again, no time to overthink, just try. Maybe you end up back in your bear. Maybe you end up in a floating butterfly. And then bring your knees together and start to pedal those feet again. Squeeze the belly. Breathe. And then bring your feet to the ground. Lean forwards and hug your knees. Nice work, you guys. We're going to lay down on our backs. So roll yourself down. Maybe hug your knees in towards your chest. You can add a rock or sway side to side. Now we're going to be twisting legs over to the left side, but if you want to send your left leg long and just do the right leg, let the hips rotate, reach the arms out wide, find your twist. Using an inhale to lift back up, roll out of your twist to your back again. Maybe the knees will end up hugging towards the chest. Take a moment before you switch sides if you'd like, but eventually letting your legs, or maybe it will just be the left one, if you want to send your right leg out long. Let your legs come over to the right, turn the hips, reach the arms out. Find your breath. Letting an inhale bring you back. Lift your legs. Maybe hugging them in one more time. A rock or sway side to side if you'd like. You might end up reaching for your feet, your happy baby. You might still be feeling long through the legs, a wide straddle, or straight-legged happy baby. And then just bringing your legs back together. Knees to the chest one more time. Hug it in, rock it out. And you can slowly start to let your legs go. Send your feet out wide. Rest your arms somewhere comfy. And settle right into your Shavasana. Staying here for as long as you have time for today. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, namaste.